Poor Things is the new feature from Yorgos Lanthimos. It stars Emma Stone as Bella Baxter. The cast also features Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe and Rami Youssef. It's got its pre-Oscars release window right now and is sure to pick up some nominations. It's a sort of absurdist comedy with elements of horror set in a dystopian Victorian Glasgow, and after its setup, sees its protagonist set off on an odyssey of sorts, the innocent abroad type deal. The film opens with a woman seen throwing herself into an abyss of water, but we don't quite understand until later how this all fits into the narrative. We are then quickly introduced to Bella. She bumbles about, discombobulating in her ward's surgery, in his mansion and in his laboratories. Her caretaker, Dr. Godwin Baxter, is busy at work on cobbling together various animal parts to create new specimens with a view to reanimating humans and furthering medicine. This all works thanks to some electrical MacGuffin-type jiggery-pokery. When you see Godwin and his muse, the Frankenstein reference is obvious. Bella is clearly one of Godwin's experiments, and as her awareness develops, she sets out on a journey of self-discovery to uncover her reality, betrayal and some meaning amid all the madness. Alistair Gray's novel could actually have been written especially for director Lanthimos. The themes here are in keeping with those of interest to director Yorgos Lanthimos. He often likes to use the visual metaphor of an animal to convey dehumanization, and these symbols are here as well, albeit not as centrally as in The Lobster or the killing of the sacred deer or Dogtooth. The film opens in a sort of sepia tone reminiscent of old Victorian photographs and makes use of fisheye lenses to distort the composition, as Godwin does with conventional norms and ethical considerations. The monochrome also blossoms into vibrant colour as Bella's awareness and perception expands. Lanthimos is interested in power structures and how humans behave given empowerment or lack thereof. This is also a prominent theme in his last feature, The Favourite. Aesthetically, Poor Things looks like a mishmash of Frankenstein, The Island of Dr. Moreau, and Flowers to Algernon, and few more. This is interesting as Lanthimos seems to cobble together different films just as his character Godwin plays with species to fashion new creations. The music score is atonal and dissonant, containing orchestral elements which never come together to make a cohesive score, but are still somehow apt. The message is quite obviously a critique of patriarchy and capitalism, and Bella delivers many a visual slap in the face to what she sees as wrong with the world she inhabits. Witnessing Bella discover and rail against the world through a mind in the early stages of development might be the purest and first instinctual way to recognise right and wrong in their most obvious forms. It is fair to say that this film is all kinds of wrong. A baby brain inside the skull of an adult human, and her rapid development in involving awareness and all the challenges she faces therein. The plot seems to take all the ethical norms and pull them out of reality like Lego blocks, arranging them in the most jarring and disturbing manner imaginable. In doing so, Lanthimos challenges us to think by placing us outside of our familiar frame of reference or our comfort zone, which is ultimately the sign of a good story and one you won't forget in a hurry. Also worth noting, in the midst of all the, let's call it carnage, there prevails a sense of hope, a sort of eventual order from chaos, and from Lanthimos, of all people, a sort of happy ending. Go see this film before the Oscars, because the race for certain awards this season might already be over. I hope that review helped you make up your mind whether you want to see Poor Things or not. I definitely recommend it. It's not for the faint-hearted, but there's plenty going on there and plenty to chew over. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications. I'll see you in the next one, and Happy New Year.